Vice President Harris has talked a lot about her record of being a tough-on-crime prosecutor, but in California, they are telling a much different tale about her progressive policies during her time as State Attorney General. Christina Coleman is live with that story. Christina, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Trace. While Kamala Harris was Attorney General here in California, voters passed Proposition 47, a controversial 2014 ballot measure that reduced penalties for many thefts and drug crimes. She has not taken a position on the landmark criminal justice reform measure, even though critics say it's led to ongoing smash and grab thefts and sometimes violent robberies that have left shoppers terrified and some small business owners fearing for their safety. Today, Trump blasted the policy and the rampant crime in San Francisco.
She destroyed California along with Gavin Newsom, and San Francisco, you know, was a great city 15 years ago. Now it's considered almost unlivable.
Also, as AG, Harris called Proposition 57 the Public Safety and Rehabilitation Act and sold it as prison reform.
We need to make a difference in our minds and in policy between violent and serious crime and nonviolent and low-level offenses.
However, some members of law enforcement say the proposition led to the release of many violent offenders.
Human trafficking involving a sex act with minors, drive-by shooting, assault with a deadly weapon. These are not nonviolent. These are very violent crimes.
Also, Harris supported a historic reform measure which sent some convicts from state prisons to county jails, which resulted in the release of other inmates in some of those facilities due to overcrowding. Trace?
Christina, thank you.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
The viral moment from 2019 Democratic presidential debates that many folks say knocked Kamala Harris right out of the primary race. Let's bring in Fox News contributor Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, great to have you on. It really was a knockout moment in 2019. 5 years later, she's avoiding her record, avoiding policies. What do you think now, Tulsi?
Well, she is avoiding these interviews. She doesn't want to debate Donald Trump, for example, on Fox News. We're going to continue to see her try to shy away from any opportunity where either the media or Donald Trump has to expose her hypocrisy and how she says one thing and does another. She's going to try to continue this revisionist history. She's got the propaganda media helping her do that. The Federal Election Commission should investigate them for in-kind contributions, quite frankly. But I just hope the American people really look at her record, because her record speaks to the kind of radical agenda that she will continue, not only what she's done over these last 4 years, but that she will continue and escalate if she is elected as president.
And I wanted to go over some of these leadership issues with her, because here's some of the headlines. Doubtful leadership. New York Times, how Kamala Harris's campaign unraveled. Politico, not a healthy environment. Kamala Harris office rife. CNN, exasperation, dysfunction inside Kamala Harris, frustrating start as vice president. Axios, burnout, money concern. WAPO, a Kamala Harris staff exodus. Politico, a new book says Biden called Harris a work in progress on it. Though those who worked for her, Tulsi Gabbard, said it was awful.
Yeah, what's interesting, though, Trace, is you look at the dates of those headlines. That was when the media decided that she wasn't going to be their person. The Democrat elite, those who were making the decisions during Joe Biden's presidency behind the curtains, the controllers, they've decided now, well, she is the person. And so you wouldn't see any of those headlines coming out of the propaganda media today. Quite the opposite. Again, they are painting this revisionist history picture, which reminds us about how much nonsense we are going to continue to be fed over these next few months. And really, it's going to be up to us as voters to wade through all of that and look at her record. Because even as she rolls out all these new policy positions, she's going to run away from Joe Biden and his record and Bidenomics, all these things that she celebrated. She's in office. She could take action and implement these new policies right now. Why wait? Why wait? Why has she waited 3.5 years, quite frankly?
We have asked the same thing. Kind of a double question. I've got about 45 seconds left for you, Tulsi. Speaking of debate, she's agreed to one. Will she do more? And is the media going to let her get away with just not talking?
I sure hope not. I think there's, I saw someone on CNN and a couple others already starting to push. they need their clicks and they need their ratings too. We'll see that this is about staffers and pollsters telling Kamala Harris what she should say, which is why she's avoiding interviews and press conferences, because they're afraid she will be exposed for who she is, an empty suit, a typical politician, and a fake person, not someone who cares about the interests of the American people. She wants power, and she will do whatever it takes to get there.
Tulsi Gabbard, great to have you on the show. Thank you.